Hey, I'm Phil from Beer Goals, and tonight my beer goal is to have a beer with my drinking buddies. Welcome to Drinking Buddies, and tonight we have a very special guest all the way from the island of Barbados. We have Glyne Lewis, the founder of the Barbados Beer Festival. Cheers, Glenn.
Cheers! Cheers!
So
What are you
hey man,
drinking, dear?
I'm drinking. This is from here in Los Angeles, California. The Angel City Do Not Reply All. I've had a couple of
That's
these, and it
nice.
it can reply all to my mouth. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna crack it open. I'm gonna crack this open. But Glenn, thank you. You've been such a big supporter of Beer Goals and the Beer Goals group. Everybody that follows
Yeah,
Beer Goals has probably seen your name popping up, and you are a craft beer fan and a fan of beers around the world. Hashtag beer the
I've,
world together. Speaking of, everybody in the comments, post where you're from and what you're drinking. I
you
know
should
it's
post
kind of
what you're
tough times
drinking.
out there tonight, but I wanted to have a beer with our drinking buddies, and that's what we're all about here at Beer Goals. So tell us what you're drinking there. Cheers.
I am drinking a Deputy. It's a lager. It's a local
Oh,
beer.
nice.
We have two local beers. We have Banks Beer and Deputy.
Deputy. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. A deputy
Yeah,
beer. What's the other one? A Barks beer? Banks
Banks
beer?
Beer.
Oh, Banks beer. That's awesome. All right. Cheers to Barbados
Cheers.
beers. All right. From California to Barbados. Cheers. That's awesome.
That's beer brings the world together,
That's right. Beer of the world together.
especially.
So I know. So you're the founder of the Barbados. Here, let me bring this down. Everybody can see it. All right. That's your logo over there. Let me see. I'll get so you can see the both of us. Um, There we go. So yeah, I can see your shirt, the Barbados Beer Festival. So tell us a little bit about that. What's your vision for the festival? I know it's tough this year. A lot of people are not doing in-person beer festivals, but
Yeah.
tell everybody about the Barbados Beer Festival.
Well, I'm a big beer lover. I love beer, and I believe that beer is one of those only thing that brings people together as a
For
group.
sure.
As in, you could sit down a couple of beers and drink. And Barbados has a lot of beer. We have like 23 available brands in Barbados, main brands,
Wow.
and we also have a craft beer as well. It used to be called Caribbean Brew House, but I've just recently changed the name to Dread Hops, and they do
Oh,
from
cool.
like and they actually do the full range of IPAs. They do lagers. They do a lot of different beers, and the goal was to create a beer festival where you can find all the beers in one location, so everyone
That's
come out,
amazing.
have a good time for 3 days. After work
Wow.
line, and then a Saturday, and then a Sunday, and educate people on beer, because a lot of people drink beer but they don't understand beer, like, oh, the correct way to drink
Yeah.
beer and different glasses and stuff like that. But because of this whole lockdown and stuff and
Yeah. Yeah.
social distancing this year, we can't really do this year.
Right.
So
Right.
hopefully, fingers crossed, 2021 will be the year.
To launch the Barbados Beer
But
Festival. That's amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
we pretty young. We did our first one in 2018, and we had about 7 different beer brands in one location,
Oh,
and it
wow.
was a 2-day event, and we did 180 plus cases in those 2 days.
That's awesome. That sounds like a
All on the beach. Come on to the
party.
beach on a Saturday and a Sunday. We drink beer, live
So
entertainment, music, food. It was good.
it's that sounds amazing. Just nothing like beer on the beach. Wow, I wish I could be there someday soon. We'll get to Barbados hopefully and share a beer with you. That would be
Don't worry.
amazing. We can bring
Yeah, we will.
yeah.
We'll go from a virtual beer cheers to a actual beer cheers.
So are you planning
This
on doing?
year,
Speaking of that,
we,
oh go. Are you planning on doing virtual
mhm.
beer Barbados Beer Festival at all?
No, because we have a lot of mainstream beers, and a lot of people usually stick to usual
Okay.
normal beer. So I'm not gonna do any virtual beer, any of that. Right now, the
What
plan is
what do you
to kind of
consider?
focus on 2021.
That's cool. Yeah, put all the effort into getting people back out to when we can back out together and enjoying live beer tasting events. That's what it's about. But so I was gonna say, what do you
Yeah.
consider? What do you consider like a normal beer? So are you like they do have craft beer Barbados, but like what is like to you? What's like the Budweiser of Barbados? This one, that one. Okay, the Banks. Okay, see, 'cause to me that sounds really interesting. Like I've never,
Oh,
unfortunately,
this
sadly, I've
this is
never had
really
a Banks.
you will love this. This has a
Yeah.
lot of awards. It's been going since 1955, and it is one of the most popular beers, one of the most popular beers in the Caribbean. You will
Oh,
definitely love
that's
it.
great.
Whenever
Yeah.
it's a
What would you compare it to? Is
4.7%
it?
alcohol,
Mhm.
and it's really smooth, and you will love it. It's really nice.
Nice, nice. Is it a? Oh, wait, what kind of? Is it a lager or what kind of beer is it?
It's a lager. Yeah.
Ah, nice, awesome, awesome. All right, let's see. We got some comments coming in. Oh yeah, cheers to Chug Life.
Hey,
Very cool. And Colorado, our good friend, the Colorado Beer Hunter. Cheers, Colorado Beer Hunter, are hunting those beers. Always a pleasure.
cheers,
Uh, we
Colorado.
got um, We got from was that from Greensboro, North Carolina, drinking the Dirtbag the IPA. Very cool. All right, all right. That sounds great. Let's see. I switched to a Smirnoff. Bye. Okay, well, to each own. All right, we no beer shaming here on Beer Goals. Whatever you want to drink. Um,
It's true.
Very cool. And all right, so I don't know. I sent there's some really wild uh, beer story that I just saw, which was did you see this? This 103-year-old woman celebrates beating coronavirus
Janine
with
is
a cold
amazing.
beer. Yeah, this
She
was
is
a great
amazing.
story. I wanted to get
At
this right.
103 years old, she deserves a crack of beer.
So yeah, so is a 103-year-old woman in Massachusetts who recovered from COVID-19, celebrated with her favorite drink, a cold, and it looks like a Bud Light, which is
I
pretty
think,
wild.
which is kind of odd because remember the last situation with the lady that she said she ran out of beer and Bud Light came to her
Yeah,
rescue?
I think it was
Now this
Coors. That
lady
was
is drinking
Coors.
Bud Light.
Yeah,
That's
this
Coors
lady,
Light.
the
I
lady, the
think,
Corona lady is drinking not a Corona, but she's actually drinking a Bud Light. And the lady that was just quarantined in her home,
that's
she
Coors
said,
Light.
"Wow, I could really go for a beer." She wanted a Coors, so I don't know. Maybe
I don't
those
know.
kind of beers, yeah,
These
they
older
help you
people are
survive. I
kicking
don't
back
know.
some beer. These older people are kicking back some beer. But you read more of the interview? She's spunky, spunky, spunky. She was like, I am no longer sick. Get out of my room. I love that. But I mean, at 102 years
Oh
old,
wow.
she deserved it. She survived coronavirus. Have a beer.
Yeah, that's wow. I mean, that's what I would do. What kind of beer would you have if you survived? God forbid you were in the hospital,
Oh,
you survived something like that. What would be your first beer you would go to?
my first beer. I would try a Lars Brewing. I would try a
Which
Lars
one? The
Brewing beer.
large.
Lars
Oh,
Brewing.
okay,
I would
okay.
try one of his beers.
I would probably do. My favorite is I would celebrate something like that with a red ale. I would celebrate.
Mm,
One of my favorites is from Three Weavers here in the Los Angeles area. From Three Weavers Brewing, they do a red ale that is like delicious. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is. I like to pair red ales with chicken wings. And in the comments, if you guys think of foods that pair well with beer, mine is beer and chicken wings. I don't know what it is. Cheers to beer and chicken wings. It's like amazing. But like
it's true.
specifically, whatever the hops are that they use in like a red ale, maybe some of our beer experts here will know. That paired together is like, wow, that's just like goes off in
So
my brain. I don't know why.
red ale is your beer. Is what you like?
The red ale, specifically a Blood Junkie from Three Weavers Brewing, and it's actually got really cool artwork too. So like it's a win-win. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, so that's what I with a red. That would be my beer. That's like my beer. Like, ooh, I made it. Let's have a beer.
Mm,
I'm doing a red ale.
mm.
So In the comments, everybody, what would a beer be that like you made it through something big, your celebratory beer, life-changing
Yeah.
event, you beat, you know, a horrible illness? What? That's kind of dark. What would your beer be? Hmm. All right. All right, let's see. Hello from Niagara Falls, Canada, drinking a Moosehead Lager. All right, cheers to
Ed Lager.
Canada. Yeah, yeah. Very cool.
Um,
Cheers, Kevin.
the one thing I could say that's come out of this whole lockdown is that I've actually started like learning more about beer. Like I love beer, but
Yeah,
as you notice, I've been listening to what's going on in England, what's going on in UK, what's going on in USA,
yeah,
different beers, and it's interesting to see how the different cultures react to beer and how everyone loves
yeah.
the product. Um,
That's right.
as you notice, I support your group
Yeah,
in supporting UK side of it as well. Unfortunately,
yeah.
John is asleep by now because John was like he was gonna try his best to stay up to actually watch it, but
Oh,
and
really? That's so nice of him. Yeah,
he has his pub quiz on Thursdays. So this Thursday,
yes.
I sent him all the questions to use for his pub quiz. So hopefully he'll use most of them and stuff.
Yes,
But
that's so
it's been
innovative.
really interesting.
Yeah,
It's
people are
really
bringing the beer and the brewery lifestyle onto like the virtual lifestyle. So what we're trying to do, excuse me, here at Drinking Buddies is get everybody together drinking, just like in the old times. Yeah, like you mentioned, doing a pub quiz. We were doing that a little bit here on
yeah.
Beer Goals. So yeah, pub quizzes are awesome. Check those out. Check out Lord's Brewing in the UK. They do an awesome pub quiz. So what are some other ideas
Mhm.
that would be like fun to incorporate that they do at bars that you can do online? Like we could have like darts, like everybody set up their own dart competition, and like we'll drink.
Yeah.
That won't go wrong. Drinking and darts, like we could, you know,
There's
we'll beer the
actually
world together and beer the our darts going into our eyes. I don't know, into people's heads. I don't know.
I'm actually going to send you a link. There is a link called Red on Lion that I was
Uh huh.
introduced to. And what it is literally like a virtual pub. So when you log in, you can select which group you want to go through. And there's actually it's like Zoom but with for beer drinkers. So you can
Oh, that
actually be
sounds
in a
very
room
cool.
with random strangers that you don't even know and
Yeah.
just talk, meet each other. You can actually tag what you're drinking. And it's really nice.
Okay. That's awesome. I love that. Let's do that.
It's
Yeah, let's get people cheersing. Yeah. Speaking of, we got Kyle Leonard says, I'm pooping. All right, pooping with a beer. Hey man, to each his own. That's cool. That's cool. Oh man, sorry. Here's wish well. Andrew says I'm in the hospital wishing I was drinking. Oh, sorry to hear that. I hope you are feeling better
I
there,
hope he's
Andrew. Cheers to you.
cheers to Andrew.
Man.
Frontline worker, I
Yeah.
hope.
I wonder what Andrew, what would your beer be that you celebrate with when you get out of the hospital?
When he
Um
gets out.
yeah, for sure. Well, all right, let's keep it upbeat. Let's change the topic. No more of that stuff. We're gonna say, did you see this one there, Glenn? This was a very cool news story recently. Like speaking of, so Glenn, you're in a really cool tropical location where you get to drink beer on the beach that we're all very jealous of. So this sounds really cool, which was there's
But
a
this,
brewery that is offering $20,000 of plus free beer to go hike the Appalachian Trail. And I want to get this right. It was actually a really neat story. This brewery in Virginia, Devil's
yep.
Backbone Brewing, is looking to
Hmm.
hire what they're calling a chief hiking officer. And the job actually entails hiking the Appalachian Trail, which looks beautiful, for 2,000
From
miles. You go through 14
I
states
think
from
it's from
Georgia to
next
Maine.
year, spring.
Yeah. And then, oh, this spring, I think. Yeah. And then for 8 months in the spring,
2021.
2021, so they're going to give you a bunch of beer, some bunch of money, and send you into the wilderness. What could
I
go
will do that.
wrong? It sounds amazing,
I will do
but you
that.
know, there's gonna be a drunk bear with $20,000 bills walking around the woods in Appalachia.
I will try that. I think that's what
Hmm.
like that's what about how many states that would be? About 8 states? 15
They actually
states?
said 14. I'm not as familiar with it. They actually said 14. You
14
want to go?
states.
Yeah, which it sounds like one of those wilderness survival people that like to go out into the wilderness and try to survive. But they've added beer to it, which
Right,
doesn't
you
sound.
already got me at beer. You
Yeah,
already got me at beer.
At this
Everything
point,
else is just everything else is just seasoning.
right, exactly. At this point, just send us out into the wilderness with a case of beer and hope for the best, right? I mean,
Camp
that's
under the
all surviving.
stars.
Yeah, that's
Camp
the only
under the
reason.
stars. I
That's
do
the only
some
reason
vlogging.
I do some vlogging. Yeah, do they get Wi-Fi out in Appalachian Trail?
Elon Musk is making sure that we by then Elon Musk will have Wi-Fi everywhere.
That's true. They're gonna launch the satellites, and then that'll be so great because then we can do drinking buddy vlogs from the middle of the wilderness
Oh, I want to shout
and
out to some
craft beer.
friends of mine. I want to shout out some friends of mine. Um, in my neighborhood, there's a couple of guys having a couple of beers. We're almost,
Nice.
yeah, a couple of guys are having some beers. A guy named Sean. One of the guy's
Cheers, Sean.
birthday is tomorrow, so I just want to say shout out to him. My birthday is next week Tuesday, so I hope to
Happy
hear from you.
birthday! All right, what are you gonna drink for what's your birthday beer? What's like a birthday like boom. Instead of a cake, we just get it's like a beer cake. Never mind.
We're gonna have the local normal beers, but Barbados is known for its rum as well, so we're gonna have some rum as well.
Nice. I've heard that, yeah.
So,
You can actually do rum tasting at the distilleries. That sounds amazing, yeah.
oh yeah, we do. We do. You need to check out a rum called 10 Saints. Is one of our local beers as well. And
Oh, wow, 10
done
Saints, okay.
what is done is that the last final process of the beer, the kegs that the rum is done in, is seeped in the beer. So the beer has oak and rum flavor to it.
Oh, wow. How
And
strong is it? What's the ABV?
oh, it usually like 5 and up sometimes.
Oh, okay, it's not super. So some of
So
those rummy barrel beers. Wow.
you will love it. You will love it. It's really, really good.
That sounds great. Yeah. Wow. So Barbados makes like a killer rum barrel aged. That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. Oh, speaking of that Appalachia story, so he says, Chicory says, if I were still young, I would kill for that. Now I'd only kill myself. Yeah, going out. That's what I'm saying. Going out hiking, especially if it's like a good, like you're saying, like a good craft beer, like a rum barrel aged beer, and you're out in the
Yeah,
woods.
I
You
enjoy
get
it.
like dehydrated. It would be a nightmare. Everyone's like, "Oh, that'd be awesome." No, it would be a nightmare. You would die. There's all those guys that go like hiking out in the wilderness for like months at a time. All they do is
And
drink water. They're super fit. They don't look like me, man. They're not like a fat dude like chugging beer. They're like super fit. They're probably like
you're
so
not
anybody that would do that is
you're
probably,
well padded.
yeah. I would last two. I would get like the first day, and I'd be like out of beer. I'd be like, oh man, are they gonna
First
like?
15
Oh, and how are
minutes.
they gonna carry all that beer with through
First
the trail?
15
Yeah, I
minutes.
list 15.
And that's it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you, man. I would last 15 minutes on the Appalachian Trail. Wow. So have you actually made? So I was wondering, you guys know one of my beer goals, and maybe some of you don't know. One of my main beer goal is to drink 50 beers in each state. So I go through 50 different craft beers in each state, which I actually did the math. Is if you include Washington D.C., which is not a state, it's 2,550 beers. So that's my beer goal. I've completed a couple states. Now I was wondering in Barbados if you were able to set a beer goal where you actually drank a certain number of beers, like for each region, each area, or is like you could actually just go to like each brewery. What would your Barbados beer goal be if you wanted to drink across the whole place?
Oh, I've got to think about that. Well,
I've stumped you.
well,
Maybe you could do
you
like
have,
a
but
brewery.
the thing that the thing that I'm trying to push for my festival is we have never had all the beers and stouts in one location. Never.
Really? You've never
So,
had every Barbados brewery all in one location? Wow.
but we've never had all the beers that are available in Barbados at one location. And that would be fun because a lot of people drink beer, as I said, drink beer, but a lot of people don't understand or
Yeah.
the the nuance of beer. And it would be great that you could actually go to an event and yes, people drink deputy and whatever, but at the same time, over there
Right.
that's sold a different beer, go and try it. Or you know what? There's Carlsberg, go and try that. And even if you don't want to, always drink non-alcoholic beer, because there are a lot of people that I know that don't drink alcohol but don't know that there's non-alcoholic beer, so you can try that as well. And that would have been my goal. That is my goal.
That's
But
awesome. I love
what
that.
I've been looking at in the last couple of months since following your group and UK group and stuff is I'm more looking at the idea of trying to invite you American and English and different beers into Barbados as well, because I've been re-looking at the idea of beer tourism,
Yeah.
and I've been looking at a lot of different examples and a lot of different places I've been doing it, and they've been doing pretty good. The beer market seems to be able to do it and sustain it, especially in the United States. You guys got a very strong craft beer market, and people are really going to doing the traveling to go and experience it, which is great. You know,
Sales
you get on the
actually went
flight,
up.
you don't have to go out the
Yeah.
country.
Beer sales actually did go up, I believe, the past couple months. But fortunately, not still have to support like the breweries and the servers, that actually work at the the brew pubs.
Yeah.
But as far as like the actual consumption of beer, like you said, we do like to drink our beers. So get out there
Um,
and buy local craft beer, as I've been saying.
there's an English group called Craft Beer Channel, and they did a there's two English chaps, and they did a tour of New England. We did toured all the breweries and microbreweries and brewing pubs, and it was they did a viewing today on YouTube, and it was really good. And the amount of people that came out to these things were massive, and people like it. And I was like, this is good. The Caribbean itself has about
Yeah.
we've got a handful of craft brewing companies in the Caribbean outside of Barbados, and it will be nice for the Caribbean to do craft beers. If people like you've got your craft beer in the
Sorry, I got to.
states,
This is funny. Chick Ray says, yeah.
who wouldn't want to
So he
go to a
says, "Who
country
wouldn't want to
starting
go to
with
a
bar?
country that's starting with bar?" Oh man, you gotta, dude. That'll kill. You go to the back to the bars. Like, that'll be a
It's
good.
true.
That'll be great. Thank you, Chicory. That's great. I love good corny jokes.
We
Cheers.
are
Cheers for corny jokes.
we are the home country of Rihanna.
Mm, that's right. All right. Cheers to
We are.
Rihanna.
We're on the map.
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. So yeah, everybody, let us know what you're drinking. I'm gonna start making a list of Barbados beers to drink. Really looking forward to trying all of them. If so, for somebody who's never had a beer from there before, what would be like the first go to? Like, oh, this is because you know how everyone's proud of like you got to try this beer from like their hometown. What would your That's it. All right, there you go, Banks and
This is
sorry,
the first two.
Deputy.
This is the first two I will hit you with. Then there's about 7 more beers I will go with afterwards. Let me get it for you. I'm not sure if you might be able to see it. I think we lost the host. I'm still here. So where are you from? All right. Is he back? Oh, the beer is called Banks Beer, the beer of Barbados. You can find it on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. They're all over. And this will also be their second beer as well. This only recently came out last couple of years. Um, they used to just focus on Banks, but then they decided to make another beer, and this is a Pilsner Lager, and it's pretty good. Very smooth flavor. It doesn't have much of an aftertaste, but we drink beer in Barbados in like the cases. So if you go out after work on a Friday night, someone will probably drink a couple of these, half case of these. Yeah, go definitely look for it. And also look for Barbados Beer Festival. I am on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. All one word. Just look for your logo, and you'll find it there. Don't worry. As soon as the whole lockdown, everything is over, you're always welcome. We are a tourism destination. We have sun almost every day of the year. Cheers. I'm not sure what's going on with Phil. He seems to have disappeared. Let's see if I can get him. I know he has a problem with his internet. Cheers. I'm not sure he is. I think so. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to refresh and see if I get him back. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
Hey
Hey,
there.
you're back. I'm here.
Sorry, I have the worst internet. I don't know. Are we still on? I guess we're still on. This is crazy. So I hope you had a good time talking to everybody. He may not be able to tell back. Oh, yeah. All right. We have one. Awesome. So sorry about that. I'm probably not going to be able to do this again until I have better internet. So thank you, everybody. This was really funny. Was frantically trying to get back on the internet. I'm so sorry about that, Glenn. But I hope you had a chance to at least talk about the beer festival a little bit more.
A little bit. A little bit.
Oh, very cool. Well, I'm glad we
I'm
can
not
have
going
you
to
on.
try this.
Finally get to talk. I'm gonna need more beer
Yeah,
after
but
that. Cheers.
this is the first
Cheers.
time we've cheers.
Boom. Look at that. Boom. Oh.
Yeah, but it's the first time honestly, as you can everyone know, this is the first time that we've actually had a chance to really talk.
Yeah, as much as you've been such a great supporter of Beer Goals, and I really appreciate that. I started Beer Goals about 2 years ago. You had a couple hundreds of followers, subscribers, and what was really great, kept me going, was people all over like you who were like really got what I was doing and like were into beer and talking to people all over the world who are like
Yeah,
real fans of beer and craft beer fans, and just like the weird stuff I'm doing, because I'm not a beer, I don't, I'm not a beer expert, I'm not like a brewer, but I'm a fan of beer, and I like making silly videos and silly
I want to
stuff,
get into that.
setting silly beer goals to help have fun with beer, and like the more people connect, the better, through beer. So awesome.
I I believe that beer is the product that brings people together, and I can say that because I have a story. I remember a time I went to a local bar, and me and the guy was talking about the festival and trying to do an event at this bar or whatever. And we were going on the lines of that it is the only product that I know of that brings people together. It is a
Yeah.
social product. And we were talking about it, and at the same time I bought a guy at the corner of the bar around the beer because there's only three of us at the bar and we're talking and stuff. And because of that, he came into the conversation. He wasn't a local,
Hmm.
but it turns out that he actually started working for the same company I was working for
Hmm.
a week ago, but we haven't
Oh
met
wow.
yet. So if it wasn't for the fact that we're having a couple of beers and whatever, it reinforces the idea that
Just had an
it's a social
earthquake here in
product.
Los Angeles. Sorry.
What?
We just had a pretty big earthquake. If it's still going. We just had an earthquake here in LA. uh, okay, no, I'm sorry. Continue on. Hope
No, no,
everybody's
no.
okay
You're
in
okay.
Los Angeles. Yeah, I think so. I think that was an earthquake. They- yeah, we're still shaking. So it's been a crazy drinking
Crazy
buddies
year.
tonight.
It's been a
Wow.
crazy year.
I don't know anybody in LA watching. Please let us know if you felt that too. But no, that's amazing. So you met a guy, you met a guy that you didn't know you were working with yet at the bar that launched
Yeah,
the Barbados Beer Festival. That's
yeah,
amazing. Yeah, I love stuff like that. I love that. You just like these random connections you make drinking. That's why I think it's so important that eventually, once there's a vaccine, once everything's back to normal, as people have been saying,
yeah,
people get out there. Even before that, if there's a way to do it with social
yeah,
distancing, get out, get back, support your local brewery, support your local bar. We'll figure out a way to do it, even if it's like virtually. Like you mentioned, Lord's
yeah,
Brewing in the UK, who is doing like a beer trivia night or a trivia night,
yeah,
bar trivia night. Like support them that way. Get the brands out there, and
yeah.
let's beer the world
The
together.
craziness right now. The
Yeah,
craziness right now. You just need a good friend and a good beer, and that's it.
that's right.
Make some
That's right.
friends, and have a beer with them. Virtually social distancing until you get past that. Well, until then, yeah. Like for example, like who would believe
Yeah,
that 4 months ago that we'll be having a video talk over a beer?
that's right.
You
Well,
you're
before
here,
my
beer gold
internet cuts
shirt,
out
I'm a
again,
beer
because it does,
festival
like, maybe
shirt.
it's because of the earthquake. Before my internet cuts out again, I do just want to say thank you so much for coming on Drinking Buddies. I want to encourage everybody to go check out the
Right.
Barbados Beer Festival and any beers from Banks Beer. Check out Glyne Lewis and the Barbados Beer Festival. And thank you so much for all your awesome support. Beer the world together.
No problem.
Cheers.
Oh,
Yeah,
check
man.
out
So
Lord Brewing's beer as
yeah,
well in UK. He has a good beer. And yeah,
awesome,
good
awesome.
beer, good friends, good times. And
Well,
you
very
need to go
cool.
and make sure
Let's
everything's okay.
you have nothing. That's right. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. I can't believe. Wow. I actually always thought it'd be funny to like oh, if I'm like doing this and there's like an earthquake, That's not funny. This is
Seriously,
terrifying. I want to make sure everything's okay.
you
Awesome.
should.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to get a better internet connection, I promise, for next time. And thank you so much, Glenn. Check out the Barbados Beer Festival. We're going to beer the world together. And I'm going to talk to you soon. We'll do this again. I promise I'll have better internet and no
Yeah,
earthquakes.
we will.
I don't know. I can promise
I'll
that.
see if I get one of my partners to be a part of the meeting as well.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Bring some more folks. I want to get my goal. I have another beer goal. Is I actually just want to open this up. We'll have people from all the world cheersing with us. That's my other beer goal. Beer around the world. We'll do it. All right.
Especially this time, we need to get everybody together. We
All
need to
right.
be together as a people of that beer.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
And
Glenn, as
wings.
always. All right. One last cheers.
Cheers, Phil.
All right. Let's talk soon. My internet's about to die again. All right. Thank you so much. Cheers,
I'll
everybody.
keep in
Let
touch.
us know what you're drinking. Woo!